everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Jay's on Hots here. We're getting back into some Pokemon today. Starting off 0-0. I haven't had a chance to play any games today. I was busy at work today. And had stuff to do on my breaks, getting ready for my trip. So we're just heading right in. I got about 2 hours before Hots practice tonight. And want to play at least 2 or 3 games of Pokemon. Maybe we can fit a 4th one in, but I definitely want to do a warm-up match or 2 in Hots. At least 1 before, so. We'll probably play for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, somewhere in there, depending on how the games go. And then we'll switch over to some Hots. Alright, so not a fantastic start. But, you know, since we're going first, actually not all bad. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of one of our superiors here. I don't really see another way to play this turn. I mean, I guess, no, you know, it actually depends on what we draw off of this. We'll go ahead and do the Lunar Cycle, but we want to save the Nest Ball. Be able to grab Genesect. Yeah, we can spare one of the Arvins, actually. That's fine. So I'll do that. Attach, and we'll pass. So we'll see what comes of that. Hope everybody out there is doing great. A couple of days until we make our way. Ooh, an immediate Lilies is not a great sign for them. They have nothing in their starting hand then. And, you know, you get 8 cards, but sometimes you kind of whip on 8 cards, weirdly enough, in my experience with Lilies. Like, sometimes you just get a handful of supporters and stuff you can't play. I'm kind of hoping that's what it is for them, but I don't know, I guess we'll see. Because otherwise, we're looking pretty good here. We get double Dango, and should have enough energy to get this knockout. They certainly seem like they've closed their game in frustration. I mean, this is definitely one way to start the day, let me tell you. The best part of waking up is a donk in your cup. Yeah, the Genesect's definitely in there, so yeah, we good. Unless we got 4 Gholdengos prized and I didn't notice. Not impossible, but we actually have no Gholdengos prized. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call the G's. All of the G's. Actually, I didn't even need the Vitality Band. I got it anyway. But yeah, we'll just do the 5 for the win. Well, that's a quick game counter changer there. Thank you very much. 1-0 start. I don't usually count those, but I gotta get to 10 games today to meet the goal. So, we're gonna count them. Not all of them will be that easy, ladies and gentlemen, I assure you. Alright, back into another one. See what we get for game number 2. Ooh, we get to go second this time. That'll be nice. So we do have everything in our hand for potential donk. I'm gonna hide the Lunatone, so they think maybe we don't have as much as we do. Ideal donk conditions if they can't get another basic, but if not, I get to at least get the first knockout here. They put down the Ursaluna just to be safe. I like it. Well played, sir. You called me on my bullshit. And, you know, actually, I didn't need to bench that Lunatone. I'm gonna get Trolley anyway here. I was thinking about a card change today, too. And because we're going to take out their only Gimme Ghoul, I don't think I mind necessarily putting out my 2-prizer early to start getting my deck rolling. Normally I wouldn't do this, but if we're taking out their only Gimme Ghoul, then they will not have an option for a 2-prize knockout, so I want to get everything started with my deck. Take the first prize. Strong start to the day, let me tell you. But anyway, the change I was thinking was bringing out the Buddy Buddy Poppin' and putting in a 3rd air balloon. I think that would be a lovely change. I'm going to test that. If I remember after this match, I'll switch it out. So they also have Trolley, but they might be running the cash in hand build, I think, here. They're running Ursaluna. Gonna run the Pikachu EXs with Joltik and Iron Hands and Gholdengo. Yeah. So in general here, our prerogative is to follow the energy. So if he's going to charge this thing up, and then we can knock it out, then there's a good chance we can block them for next turn's knockout as well. But we'll see what he decides to do with this jolting charge. He gets 2 basic grass and 2 basic electric to attach to his bench in any way he likes. Normally they would put all that on there. So yeah, we have the gust. We have enough energy to be able to combat that. And so we will. So right now we have 2 energy in the discard. We're going to retreat 1 to get a 3rd one in there. And then we're going to Lunar Cycle to put a 4th one in there, which will allow our superior energy retrieval to get maximum value here. I have another Gholdengo floating around in there. I think I do. I do not. Okay, so then we'll start drawing with our Gholdengos. See if I can get another better fodder card here. Lunatone's perfect. Full Rock also great. We're actually going to discard the 1 metal and 4 of these that we can Lunar Cycle next turn if we want. Or Cosmic Beam. Now their only option is to try to get a knockout with the Gholdengos that they have, if they have access to attack with a Gholdengo. They do now have 5 energies in the discard, so they could superior. They would need a total of 7 energies, though. They need 1 to attach to Gholdengo, and then 6 to do the 300 for knockout, which is a pretty tall order. They probably run Luvencia in the deck, and they don't have a whole lot of draw here, so I really like our odds. Even if they get a knockout, they're still a turn behind here. And we're set up pretty well to get 2 more knockouts in the next 2 turns. So yeah, I'm not feeling worried at this point. I am feeling like the music is a little loud. Turn it down just a skosh. Perfect. Just a little skosh. But I love the original Red and Blue music. The music of my childhood. One of the first Pokemon games I ever played was Pokemon Yellow. Having Pikachu follow me around. I, as a kid, was so frustrated. Pikachu didn't like me at first. I was like, what is happening? Like, video games are not supposed to make me feel the way that the kids in school do. But it's okay. We made friends eventually. It was awesome. And we became the champions. Made up for it in the end. Yeah, so with all those, they definitely get enough energies, no problem. But again, their problem here is that they are definably... No, that's a good move, just in case I'm running the Monkey Dory. I like it, get the Joltik out of danger. They are definably 1 turn behind at this point, and I have everything I need for 2 more knockouts here. Not to mention tons upon tons of draw power to get more stuff. See what I have in terms of energy in here before I gong. I think I have, yeah, plenty. I don't really need to do the lunar cycle at this point. I'd rather preserve my energy for the knockout. So I only got 2 in here. But yeah, I could certainly flip the script to do my coin bonuses. So I'll do the coin bonus here for 2, and then because he's got Air Balloon, he gets free retreat, so I'll go ahead and bring him back. Beautiful. And actually, let's see. Yeah, I'm alright. Typically, these decks don't run Disruption. I'm going to bet on that here. I'm going to Arven to Fenrir. I'm going to at least grab an Earthen Vessel so I can pair that with Super Rod next turn. And then I'll... Once again, 6 for KO. So then I have a couple of options for knockouts here. Well, actually, that's not true. He doesn't have any 1 prize basics for me to knock out with Solrock, so I gotta maul something with Gholdengo here. But I got 2 Gholdengos, and he can only knock out 1, so what you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do? This game's been flying by, though. Oh, they run an Iono, so a little bit of a wrinkle here. I'm glad I didn't But instead he goes after the Gholdengo. Interesting. Oh, but if he's got Superior, then he's got, yeah, with the 2 from Levencia, he's got the knockout on Gholdengo. You can see that I have 2 of my Superiors still available, though. I am doing very well. I'm getting ready for Toronto Regionals here in a few days, and just got done with work about an hour ago and got to streaming. Started off with a 1-0 donk, so that was nice. It wasn't really a donk, they just started solo Fez and didn't have anything else, but... So now I get the Fez help. And I only need 4 energies to get this knockout. Because of my Soul Rock shenanigans last turn. And there it is. Boom. That was easy. I do still need 1 more energy technically because of... Let me make sure it's in there. Always good to metal signal just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I got 1 fighting left in there. Oh, I don't. See, I'm glad I looked. So I'm not quite out of the shed yet because I have Vitality Band, but I still need a 4th energy. So yep, it's time to draw. Let's not celebrate too early. See if we can thin it all. We cannot. So yeah, we realistically, we need either the rod. Yeah, we need the rod to go with the fighting gong, or we need the superior. So thus the Arven would also be a winning option here. Okay. So we get the vessel. Doesn't help. So yeah, I mean, I guess it comes down to the last lunar cycle. I got 8 cards. I don't think there's anything else I can do to thin. So yeah, we're just going after the lunar cycle here. Yep, we take those. And we got the super rod too, so we got it 2 ways. Thank you very much. I'm hoping to go to the LA one. Nice. Do you live down in southwestern part of the states? Because I live up in Oregon. So Toronto's a bit of a trip, but then again, I say that knowing full well that I registered for EUIC and I'm planning a trip to London next month. That's going to be a long trip. Oh, nice. Now the question is are you somebody I know and I've just forgotten your Twitch handle? Let's see. It's been a while since I streamed, so it is completely possible. No idea who you are. Excellent. That's how I like it. No, I'm kidding. I used to be a prominent Pokemon player back in the late 2010s, early 2000s, you know, in that era. But then I started judging for a long time as one of the people helping run these tournaments, and then I took a break in like 2018. I was thinking it'd just be a couple years, but then COVID hit, and then I started coming back and playing competitively in 2023, like near the end. Basically, once they had announced that it was coming back to Hawaii in 2024, it's like, all right, time to go try to finally go qualify for Worlds one of these years, and have yet to be successful in that endeavor. But I also have noticed it's harder now than it's ever been to qualify for Worlds. It's so much more competitive and big, but we'll see what we can do. Gross. Oh, that's a disgusting deck to have to play against. And we know instantly that we're going to be getting item locked. So we're going to go ahead and... because it's a 1 prize deck, I'm actually going to favor getting rid of the boss here. Even though I don't love it. The Gholdengo is actually kind of a cool pickup. I probably, yeah. I was debating whether, and I forgot to make the change. Darn it, I was going to change. We're just going quad. Larvitar. So Tyranitar, Dragapult. What am I seeing with my eyes right now? I don't fully understand. And I don't like not understanding. Am I being trolled right now? Are there cameras somewhere that I don't know about? But that's gonna do me. I'm tempted to just follow the energy right now. I don't really need to break the item lock, so I don't have to knock out... I don't have to knock out Badoo. I don't really know what to do against this deck. It seems like they're having a bad start, though, so I don't really know that it matters what I do that much. If I'm not going to play the boss, I should penny the Lunatone to get the air balloon back. And yeah, I guess I'm going to knock out the Badoo. So I'll penny. I'll rebench the Lunatone so I get to keep the air balloon, and then I'll knock that out. And Arvin, excellent. Just when I can potentially get my items back, I get my item searching card. But yeah, I'll be playing Pokemon for about the next 45 minutes or so here. And then around 7:15, I'm going to switch over and play one game of Heroes of the Storm before my HOTS practice tonight. Heroes of the Storm. And he gets Rare Candy to Tyranitar. This is the only things he's got in his hand, but it does block. As long as it's in the active spot, I can't use items. Keyword there is active spot. So if I wanted to gust, I could use items that turn, but I would want to be able to use a significant amount of items that turn. An interesting conundrum they got me in here. I'm going to start by drawing one, see what I get off this. Yeah, it's not super helpful. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to collect some items that I want to play here over the next turn or two. Then I'm going to gust and play those items. In the meantime, I can just chip. Okay. Only really needed one turn. Now I'm ready to hit the go button. I don't think I'm going to need the band for this. I guess I could have actually nest balled and gotten a few things out here. Of course, there's that Buddy Buddy Poppin' mocking me, telling me I forgot to take out Buddy Buddy Poppin' again. I'm going to play all the items. Play all the items I can. Mwahaha, you can't stop. Play so many items, it's going to make you dizzy. Just so I can grab back the 2 for now. And then I'll just KO with Cosmic Beam, but I know my items are going to be locked next turn, so use them all while I can. And hope he doesn't get an Iono. That would suck. It'd be like top decks Iono. I'm going to be like, wah. But yeah, I'm planning on hitting up all of the North American regionals this year. So far, I have done all of them that have come through. I've done, there's the win. Yay. Rio, it's a good start. It's a good start to the day. I've done Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, and Vegas in that order. And I am planning on going to Toronto. I'm already registered for EUIC in Seattle. Though I haven't planned those trips yet, but that'll be coming soon. And then, yeah, next one I think is Houston and then Orlando before the rotation. So I'll be looking to do those probably with Gholdengo while it's still top of the heap. After that, I'll kind of reassess based on how my season's going. But I'm probably going to keep pedaling. I did okay in Pittsburgh. I think I was like top 600. No, I'm wrong. I was just outside what I needed to get points at Pittsburgh. So wherever that cutoff was, I think it might have been like top 112 got points. And I don't know, I have to look at it again, but it was a long time ago now. Milwaukee, I bombed, though. I played Mega Venusaur and just got completely stomped all day. It was the worst tournament, worst regionals performance I've had in a very long time. And then Vegas, I did better. Okay, so this deck, kind of a strange matchup, but it's not awful. We got the trolley, nice. Now I do have the distinct. We're going to call it an honor going first here. Don't love it, but I get to endure it anyway. So now, what do we do for that last spot? Let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll grab out the Genesect, and we're gonna, yeah, we'll make it a full party, actually. The unfortunate part here is that I do not have a fighting energy. Switch to Lunar Cycle, but you know, sometimes that happens. It's part of life sometimes. Can't always get what you want. But yeah, Vegas, I did make it into the points. I got 15 match points going, 5 wins, 3 losses on the day. Just 1 point away from day 2ing, which was kind of sad. So I haven't day 2'd in all these tournaments I've been to so far, but I've been trying, and I've gotten close a couple of times. That was the closest I think I've ever gotten. Also, there's a Swablu in the chat for anybody that wants it. Hey, there's that fighting energy I was looking for. So I'd really like to get a boss. Ideally to knock this out. That's what I'd like to do, but I don't know if that's going to be an option. We got a lot of stuff we got to get, but let's try. The other option is I could try to knock this out, which is pretty easy because it's weak to steel. Problem is that to do either of those things, I need a boss's orders. On the other hand, I do have a free knockout right in front of me with onto the Monkey Dory, so that might be worth taking. I guess I have to draw my cards and assess. Either way, it's gonna be. Yeah, so there's no boss. I think we just set up for the following turns here. Just take the 100. We'll knock out the monkey. We'll go from there. I don't really love that, but it is what it is for now. I'm very interested to see what kind of start they actually have here. It looks slow, but you can ramp up quick, especially with that guy. So, they've already got the Grim Snarl, so they've got the knockout here, and they can spread 30 onto the bench. If that's all they have, they're in trouble, though. I should be able to put together 6 energies here for a knockout. Especially with him active, but yeah, okay, Lilies, there you go. 8 fresh new cards, probably Buddy Buddy Poffin coming. And for a 3rd time in a row, I've forgotten to change that card out. I'll remember at some point, I'm sure. They get the Artisan. And the Tatsuguri, interesting. NRL Geek, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. We're out of Gholdengos, if I remember correctly. Yeah. We got plenty of other stuff. Including 5 energies in there. Let's see if we can fish some of those out. There's one. Okay. So this is going to do 10 to Marnie's Grim Snarl. So we want to do just 300 so that in between turns this will get knocked out and then they can't fez. That's the goal. We've already got 3 energies in there, or 2 energies in there. We've got plenty in hand, so we can just do this. Grab 2 more, and then that's our 6. I'd love to attach an energy, but we don't have that in hand. I think I'm gonna rod now while I have a chance. Also, didn't realize I've already got 3 Soul Rocks in here, so I'll do that. Put a couple more back, and I think I'm gonna penny. The question is, what do I penny of these 2? I think it's probably the Genesect. Let's get rid of the vulnerable 2 prize Pokemon there. I'll leave that spot open for now. In between turns, Freezing Shroud. It's that KO. I go up by 2. And they are left bereft of the ability to flip the script. That makes me assume they're going to Evo again. Get no help from attract customers. That is a bummer. Hey, whoops. They're going to boss up the Lunatone to try to stall. I like it. You're betting a lot there on me not having an energy to retreat, though. Or an air balloon. I mean, they can Evo, but if they Evo this, it won't get the energy acceleration, so... Yeah, it's just an Evo for that. They're probably trying to play for the Devo play, which... not a bad strategy. It's not a great strategy either in this scenario. I'm going to bench this so that I have a Gholdengo option next turn if they do manage to get the Devo. I can also block the Devo play for at least these two Gholdengos, because if they Devo, it'll do 10 going back to them, but then if it picks it up, it's only got 60. And the Gimme Ghouls have 70 HP with no ability. So if I knock out one of the Frostlasses, then they can't make the Devo play for those two. I mean, they could try, but it won't work. Go ahead and do our drawing for the turn before I pack up shop here. So again, I only need one energy to do the 100. It's weak to steal. And so then that'll do another 10. So he can get this one with Devo, but that's the only one. Unless he Monkey Dories. Then he can get one more. He can get 2 prizes off of that. Probably still not enough. Okay. So he does Adrena Brain. Probably the active with the energy if he's going to Devo. Okay. So he does that instead. Artisan for another monkey. He already attached this turn, so he's only got the 1 Adrena Brain. Oh, but he can energy switch. Okay. But the issue now is that he needs the energy on the active to Devo. So does he have like a switch card? Okay, no, that would get a knockout. And then he's gonna gust something else. Okay. So then it's just pass? Is that what I'm saying? Okay. He does get a prize from that, from the Lunatone. So the Devo play only gets 3 Gholdengo, or 3 Gimme Ghouls. There's only 3 prizes. So that's not a win next turn. So I'm not worried about that. I'm going to pick up the Fez. Because the knockout was between turns, so I can't Fez. I'm going to see if I can get my battle cage. Battle cage would just complicate this a little bit more for him. Probably won't be that lucky. Statistically, it was a third. It's 33% chance there. It's all right. Inching my way there. I probably could have rebenched the Fez. I don't think they have a way to knock that out. Because then if they got knockouts with the Devo, I would get the Fez. So if they do, Iono me here. Yeah. Yeah, that was a misplay. I should have played down the Fez for sure. They didn't have the Devo in hand, else they would have played it right there. And they do only get 4 cards, which is not much. And if they don't get the Devo play here, they're in pretty serious trouble. I got an energy. They can retreat and they can Itchy Pollen to try to block my items, which I do have 6 energies in the discard. I only need 1 energy to win though, if they leave either of these up. Move the 30 over to the undamaged guy. And they're going to leave up the Monkey Dory. So, okay, there's the Devo. So I get 4 Gholdengos in my hand. It's not enough to get all 4 of their knockouts that they need this turn. But they get 3, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good play. They've been setting that up all game. And now we're both down to 1 prize. Ooh, an Eevee. Definitely try to catch the Eevee in chat. Of course, there's my battle cage. A little artisan to see if we can thin it all. We can grab a soul rock to thin. Don't mind if I do. And then it all comes down to the coin bonus. 2 cards out of 24. That is a GG, because I definitely have superiors in my discard. Or in my deck. So yeah. I shall accept the concession at any time. There it is. Not to rush you, but I got 10 games to play tonight. And HOTS practice. And this time I'm going to remember to make that deck change. I played Buddy Buddy Poffin in most of the games that I have played with this deck. And I think a lot of that is because I run Trolley. I don't think it's necessary. It's not a bad card to have, but I am often finding myself wanting another air balloon. I think in more cases than not, that will be useful. So I'm making that one switch. And I got the Eevee. Nice. And back in we go. So I got time for 1 or 2 more games. By the way, 1650. That is my new highest ranking. So, woot. We're breaking records this week. Beating personal bests. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I didn't mean to go first. Jeez. What am I doing with my life? This music is appropriately punishing. The only way this becomes redeeming is if they have nothing on their turn and I can get a Donk here on Fez. It's not impossible, but it's not super likely. Yeah, buddy popping right out the gate, so no shot. Tells me it's probably Dragapult or Charizard at this level. Probably Dragapult. Statistically, when I see a Poffin, I assume that, but... The fact that they have Badoo here at the start makes that so much worse, because I would get my turn with Trolley. Yeah, see, now they get the energy, they get to retreat and continue setting up. Oh, it's... Wow, that's both. I was so right that it was both. Interesting, that's running Noctowl? I don't think I've seen this variant before. Well, we need some help, is what we need. Spin the deck a little bit. We don't really need a boss here, necessarily. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and thin with the Arven. So I can get one of the air balloons, so I can get 4 cards here. Yeah, no help there. Actually, I just need 1 energy. I already attached the metal, so 1 energy would do it. Nope, no help from the deck. And now I am sad. I'm mostly sad because I messed up. I could have gone second. I could have trolleyed. But I just clicked the wrong button. And now I am in trouble. I am in what they call the shits. Yeah, they're just rolling. Just rolling along and laughing at me with their itchy pollen. My kingdom for an energy, man. Like, just 1. I don't think I'm asking for too much. The problem is now I would need 2 because, you know, I need the metal and I need the fighting, but that game still won't even give me 1 more energy. Just duck. I got all these cards, but they're all useless because of this little sprout over here. Item lock does really hurt Gholdengo, so you gotta go second. I mean, they have to be very careful about when they decide to break this item lock, because they know I've got a ton of cards in my hand. So they're going to be keenly aware of the fact that as soon as they break the lock, I'm going to have a lot of options to strike back really quickly. So even though they've got their Dragapult set up, I'm not sure this is the best play. But that's the play they're making. I mean, the question they have to have is, can he go from what is definitely 0 energies, or else I would have knocked out the Badoo, to then 7 energies this turn? And my answer is maybe. It could be possible. All right, so we're going to start with drawing the 2. So far, we have 5 energies worth of cards in our hands. And we're going to use Turo this turn to pick this up. So, yeah, we're going to evolve this. We're going to Turo, which unfortunately means we lose the balloon, but that's okay. Stuff happens. And then we're going to balloon here while we draw. But actually, at this point, we can thin. So we'll trolley. For just the Soul Rock, we'll bench the Lunatone and the Gimme Ghoul. One of those 7. Let's see if we can get some more. Yep, beautiful. So then we will coin bonus. Retreat. Coin bonus, which I realize is now giving them the potential knockout next turn, but that's only if they can come up with another Dragapult next turn, but guess we'll find out. Why did I attach a second energy? I'm so dumb. I must be tired. I'm just showing off at this point. I'm being wasteful is what I'm doing. I should have attached it to this guy, but... Okay, whoops. I done messed up, Aaron. Twice now this game, mind you. Now, the Battle Cage is a really good card in this matchup, but... The worst part is I already Turo'd, so I can't even Turo it. I mean, it doesn't matter, because I wouldn't get the energies back anyway. But... It's because I suck at the game, is the problem. Which is funny, because you don't even have a Terra. Oh, there he is. And Charizard now doing 240, so yeah, it can knock me out. And I would need 2 superiors to knock it out in return, with 10 of my 11 energies in the discard. Luckily, I do have access to one in my hand, and I'm sure there's one of the 3 in the deck with the Arven. So, we'll see what kind of fresh hell they decide to put me through, though, with their Jewel Seeker to grab 2 items if they want. Whatever, 2. Ah, they're going to hit me with the unfair stamp. Makes sense. Guys, I have messed this game up so bad. And not only that, but they also have Cornerstone just to laugh at me some more. They're like, oh, that was a cute first knockout with your double metal energy play. This card's useless because there's no more energy in my deck. And, you know, at least I can evolve into another Gholdengo, I guess. But I could have gotten this one with Metallic Signal, so it's like one of the worst ones I could have drawn off the Unfair Stamp, really. I suck. Multiple misplays this game. I don't deserve to win. That is hilarious. So let's do the math. I got 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, I can literally get the knockout on Charizard this turn. It's kind of crazy, actually. But I just have to sacrifice all of the cards that I get. Whatever they are, they have to just go bye-bye. With not an energy to spare. Even for Lunar Cycle. So funny. Actually, you know what the heck? I'll just do 7 fighting. Why not? There you go. 350, and I got no cards left in my hand. Sometimes the deck does all the work for you. So, it checks the 0 under depth to make sure that there are still Terras, which there are, so he gets to keep his big bench. Now the problem is that I've used 2 of my 4 superiors. But we'll see what he wants to do now. I mean, after that, he's probably just shaking his head like, I unfair stamped the guy. How did that happen? And honestly, I don't blame him. I'm not sure how that happened either. That should not have happened. It 100% should not have worked. I've been stating this whole time that I do not deserve to win this game, because it is the truth. Also, there's a Tentacool in the chat if anybody wants it. They're going to counter catcher up my Genesect, which is exactly what they should do. I do still have a penny that I can get it out of there, but I am fresh out of air balloons. I got all 3 of them. I guess I need a 4th air balloon is the lesson I'm learning. And just for good measure, they're going to Iono me. I'm already at 2, so they're just Ionoing me for a different 2. I get another Superior Energy Retrieval. Excellent. And see, and they're playing perfect. They're doing exactly what they should do. I like how I had Battle Cage in my hand for 1 turn off the prizes, and then it never came back. Oh my god. It's so funny. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. So the other Superior is in there. It's only a question of whether or not I can draw it. Fez doesn't help this turn. And I've got the energy, so I only need 7. So if I got the other Superior, I could win this game. There's 16 cards, so the odds are not fantastic. But, sure, let's do it anyway. We're gonna penny. Just gonna let us put him up. Which will let us coin bonus for the first two. Oh my god. Are you kidding me right now? I'm unstoppable. I can't even stop myself right now. What is this game? I can't even get in my own way anymore. You can't disrupt Dingo. It's so true. I can't believe I just pulled that off. That is the stupidest... I feel sorry for this guy, honestly. He played this game way better than I did. My deck is just stupider. Also, Luvius. Hello. Welcome to the stream. And you're right. Disrupting a Gholdengo does seem like a fruitless task. I 100% like the third. I would like to have a fifth, actually, air balloon, but the 3 is what I'll settle with for now. I gotta look to see if there are any cards that'll.
New follower detected.
Luvius, thank you for the follow. Iono took you to 1, then you look away for 2 seconds, and then they have 10 cards all over again. Yeah, for real. All right, guys, I'm gonna play one more Pokemon game here. I would love to play more than that, but I do have HOTS practice tonight, and I wanted to warm up one game on Sylvanas. So you guys are welcome to stick around and watch HOTS too, but I know a lot of people are probably here to see the Pokemon stuff. I'm playing Heroes of the Storm with my team, Roll1 Esports, tonight from 8 to 10. It's a MOBA game, so if you guys have ever played Pokemon Unite, it's very similar to that, but it's all Blizzard characters from World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, Overwatch, and Diablo. If you guys have never seen HOTS before, it's very fun, and it is a 5-person team game, so you hear it a little bit less of me and a little bit more of everybody on my team, which is also fun. I got a good chance to get a turn 1 knockout here against these Riolus. So we got Lucario. Mega Lucario. And the energy attachment to the active is interesting. I was going to grab that off the Arven, but I guess now I don't have to. I can get one of my air balloons. Oh, my Genesect is prized. Alright, well, that puts a little bit of a damper on me getting out Gholdengo. But we'll see if we can get some draw power going with the Lunatone anyway. It does restrict my need for Nest Ball, which I think... Though I really don't need Battle Cage, to be honest. That's probably the most useless card in my hand in this matchup. So I'm going to get rid of that first. So I might still want to get a Pheasantipity later. And then we'll Lunar Cycle. Nope. Definitely the fighting. Let's not go too fast here. And the Vitality Band. For the 80. It's a good start. I've said that multiple times today. It's a good start. And that makes me happy. I like having good starts. They must have had a little bit of a rough start because they didn't get to play a whole lot before they had to Lilies. They get down a Lunatone. They get a Soul Rock. If this is accelerating stab, then they are in some serious trouble. I was about to say, no way this is accelerating stab. But yeah, since this is Mega Lucario, now they're cooking a little bit here. But if I can get the return knockout on Mega Lucario, I'm going to feel pretty good about the start. And I think I might have that. If I can get to a Gholdengo. Which is easier said than done. When I don't have Genesect. But maybe I'll just top deck it. No. Wouldn't that have been a cool call, though? So we're going to Nest Ball for the Pheasantipity. To let us draw 3. We're going to hope to get another one of our Soul Rocks. Or a Nest Ball. Or one of our 4 Fighting Gongs. Or our Artisan. To get another Soul Rock out on the field. So we can do that again. The only question here is, I don't think I Rod to put another Soul Rock back in. I think that's a little overkill. But we definitely can thin a little with Vessel if we want to discard something from our hand. I think yeah, we can spare the one of the 3 air balloons in this situation so that we get to thin. Better our odds, and then we'll flip the script. Okay, we got the Gholdengo. Perfect. Let's see. So we need 7. So we'll need 2 more, which we have in the discard. So yeah, we have that already. And let's see what we get off the coin bonus. Another Gholdengo. Beautiful. So yeah, I mean, a lot of times you just draw into it. And we get the Fighting Gong. Brilliant. This deck is lousy with draw power. So pretty. Unfortunately, we don't have... Well... Now, hold on. Because we could... Yeah, we could still Air Balloon Retreat with the Arven. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. How many more energies are in here? The 2 more? Yeah. I run 4 bosses, so I don't usually have much of a compunction for being too worried about tossing one of them in the discard when needed. Beautiful. Just enough without even playing a superior. Lovely. And that'll be 3 prizes. And with that, I'm actually going to go and start opening up Heroes of the Storm, to be honest. Because this is definitely the last game that we're playing here. And it's starting to look a little over. I might be calling that a little early, but it feels over. They are going to Iono us, but as Luvius very eloquently said a moment ago, it is functionally... But I'll just quote, "You can't disrupt Dengo." Smiley face, smiley face. It actually looks like a crying face emoji, but like rolling. No, not rolling though, because it's not sideways. Wow, another air balloon. Do I even need it? Is the question. So far, yeah. Beautiful. So I only need... No, I actually do need 3 for the knockout. Unless... Do I have Vitality Band? Yeah, no, it's in here. So yeah, I do need all 3 for the knockout. So a little too risky, I think, to Lunar Cycle. I don't really need to anyway. I am going to Arven. Because, yeah, I don't have the boss option, so I might as well grab one of these to have it for next turn, and then I will just score the knockout. I got my BattleNet app started, so now it's time to click on HOTS. I'm giving you guys the full lowdown on my process here. So if you guys start hearing some HOTS music in the background, that's why. I'll have enough time for one warm-up game with Sylvanas, which is what I will be practicing tonight. I think I still have 3 bosses floating around, so I probably won't try to kill another one of these, though I might be able to. If I just get one more superior, which there's 2 more floating around in the deck. I love that they're trying so hard, though, down so far. In this situation, I think a lot of times I probably would have scooped by now, but I like it. Of course, if they get the knockout here on anything other than Pheasantipede, then I get the 3 cards, so that's why they're going to knock out the Fez, which makes sense. It does leave the other 2 with damage up, but he also gets to keep all of his energies because he gets to Aura Jab for knockout and power up something else. Probably this guy. It's admirable that they're still playing, even though they're so far behind. So now I need a boss or another superior. So Arven would get that for me as well, or I could just, get the boss. That's fine. Yeah, and there's the concession. So once they see I have it, but I don't think I've ever had a 6-0 run, streaming or not, at least not that I've recorded. So very cool to stream a nice 6-0 run tonight. Makes me feel pretty good going into Toronto this week. I'm feeling pretty hot, but this is also, again, 1675 is the highest. I think I've been over 1600 ranking before, but I don't think I've been higher than like 1625 before, so it's pretty cool.